many people have been too hasty to believe the Earth is flat because they've been presented with so much good evidence that the Earth is not a spinning ball. This boat is 3 or 4 feet high. This boat is probably 40, 50, 60 feet high. If I'm only a couple of inches over the water and the water's flat, both of these boats should be near the same elevation. You see? So I see strong visual evidence that water is curving up. I've got tons of them, and um, I've got tons of footage like this. These boats, I'm zooming shoreline to shoreline. My camera altitude is 2 or 3 inches above the water, maybe 4, 5, 6 inches, whatever. These boats are 2 to 3 feet high. So if water were flat, then that shoreline and this boat should be at the same elevation. They should all be level. And they're not. These boats are, I'm seeing over the boats, shoreline to shoreline. So you see what I'm saying? This is zoomed across Lake St. Clair, and I'm zooming across, at most 13 miles. And I'm using a zoom camera and showing the shoreline above the boats. You could see Boston with a naked eye 24 miles away. If the Earth were really a convex ball, you shouldn't see anything 25 miles away, 21 miles away. It shouldn't be possible. So I think they're definitely censoring the poles, north and south. I think they're hiding more than just size and shape and whether there's a hole or not. There's other things that they wanted to hide down there. There's many reasons why the Antarctic Treaty exists. I don't think it's because they're hiding an ice ring on a flat Earth. None of them go into great detail about the poles, north or south. If the Earth were actually flat, there would just be one map. There wouldn't be all these different projections. The thing I realized was that the Gleason had the AE maps on so many problems that it couldn't be that flat Earth was the total truth, because these distances just don't work in the South, from South America to South Africa and then, Australia and all that stuff. These distances were just crazy ridiculous, and that's what got me to realize that both heliocentricity and flat Earth, it's just it's kind of like a joke to me. Most people they're just so brainwashed by this silly flat Earth idea that it just gets aggravating after a while, because they want to believe that there's no such thing as anything but flat water. Right, that's one of the things where it can only be flat or concave. And there's other reasons why it has to be concave or convex. So like I said, it's a process of elimination. So there's no room for a convex Earth. There's also no room for a flat Earth. They're just both wrong. And so part of the struggle is waiting for people to progress, because not everyone has enough time to research this stuff. Not everyone cares about the truth enough. Not everyone is as dedicated. Most people are happy realizing they don't live on a spinning ball, and they don't actually care what the Earth is. So they're happy with flat Earth. That's their truth, and they just want to stay there. So you just gotta let them. See, flat Earth disproves gravity, but then it can't prove what is happening, like concave Earth can. Concave Earth understands that there's up forces and down forces. See, gravity fails because it's a singular pulling force holding everything to a rotating sphere. And while that's stupid, yes, it's really dumb. Okay, what's also dumb is that there's no forces and it's just density and buoyancy. Okay, that's even dumber. That's dumber than dumb. Is to say that there's no forces. Buoyancy isn't a force. Buoyancy is a result. Density is not a force. Density is a property. So you've got a property and a result from what? There's forces acting upon the Earth, and flat earthers just refuse to acknowledge that. They want to say, it's just density and buoyancy. No, it's not. It's not just density and buoyancy. There's all kinds of real forces, magnetism, air pressure, whatever. There's etheric pressure. There's all kinds of things acting upon the Earth that create things to either rise or fall. Nothing should rise if gravity is just a singular pulling force pulling everything down, then smoke, helium, nothing should rise. If gravity is just a one-way ticket downwards, then how the hell is anything going up? Nothing should be going up if gravity were true. But if no forces exist, like Flat Earth Land wants to claim, then that's even worse, because they can't explain why anything goes down. They can't explain why anything goes up. Nobody can explain why when I let this go, it doesn't move sideways. Why doesn't it fucking move sideways? Hello? If it's just density and buoyancy, then why doesn't it move sideways then? Nobody wants to go there. The only people that go there are concave earthers. So that's why I know the Earth is a big fucking joke. The heliocentricity and flat Earth are just battling, trapping people, and it's just for some, flat Earth is a stepping stone to greater truth. To people who actually give a shit and care about the truth, then that's a stepping stone. For the people that don't, they just want to laugh at flat Earth and be like, ah. Oh. So I strongly recommend that the average person research flat Earth. So it takes I probably sound like a jerk. I know, I'm so sorry, but that's what happens to people who accept new information, you know. And for a guy like me that, one, accepts new information, and two, cares that people are deceived about a psyop. Most people are deceived about a heliocentric psyop, and now other people are deceived about a flat Earth psyop. Some people are deceived about a concave Earth psyop too.
I'm 100%. I believe it's concave. I think it's the only thing that makes sense. But I'm not as into the science as he is. I don't have the same. I go at it more from a common sense perspective. Like we're, I don't think we're spinning. This is 1,000 miles an hour. The flat Earth videos I watch them, I'm like, well, that makes sense. But then I could never make sense with any of the maps. They just don't work. You know, I mean, the latitude longitude doesn't work at all. And nobody had an answer, and there's all these channels, and then I stumbled on the concave. And I could see the sphere, like the way the celestial sphere works with the stars. If it's, like, I don't live in an area where it's clear that often, but I went on vacation, and it was, like, super clear skies, and we were up higher, and I'm like, wow, that's, like, exactly like